Hello students. In the previous sessions, we had discussed about the properties and we have seen some problems. So in this session, we'll go for the problems of exercise 8A, both solved problems and exercise problems. So we'll see one by one. The first question is solve sine square of tan inverse of 3 by 4. Second bit is sine of 5 by 2 minus sine inverse of minus 4 by 5. Third is cos of cos inverse minus 2 by 3 minus sine inverse of 2 by 3. And last is secant square of cot inverse of 3 plus cosecant inverse of tan inverse of 2. So we'll see the solutions of one by one. Solution. First one, A. Sine square of tan inverse of 3 by 4. So tan inverse of x, which is a composition function. So 3 by 4 is an input, tan inverse of 3 by 4 is the output, and that gives the angle. So let tan inverse of 3 by 4 is alpha, implies tan alpha will be what? 3 by 4. Now go for the right angle triangle for alpha. Tan alpha is opposite side by adjacent side. So if it is 3, adjacent side is 4 and the hypotenuse will be 5. Now what is asking is what is sine square tan inverse of 3 by 4. So therefore sine square of tan inverse of 3 by 4 will be same as sine square alpha, because tan inverse of 3 by 4 we have assumed is alpha. So sine alpha whole square. Sine square alpha is same as sine alpha into sine alpha or sine alpha whole square. So from this right angle triangle, what is sine alpha? Opposite side by hypotenuse. So opposite side is 3 and hypotenuse 5. So it is 3 by 5 whole square, and which gives to 9 by 25. So the solution of sine square tan inverse of 3 by 4 is 9 by 25. Next we'll go for the B bit. So what is the question is sine of pi by 2 minus sine inverse of minus 4. So let me write the question. What is given? Sine of pi by 2 minus sine inverse of minus 4 by 5. So if you observe the inside function, it is sine inverse of minus 4 by 5, means it is like sine inverse of minus x. So what will be sine inverse of minus x? Is minus sine inverse of x, but already one minus is there, so it will be plus, it becomes plus sine of pi by 2 plus sine inverse of 4 by 5, because sine inverse of minus x is minus sine inverse of x. So sine inverse of minus 4 by 5 will be minus sine inverse of 4 by 5, but already minus is there, so it will become plus. Now it seems to be like sine of 90 plus theta, 90 plus alpha or anything. Sine of 90 plus theta is cos alpha. So cos of alpha, that is sine inverse of 4 by 5. Now we have to find out what is the value of this. So let sine inverse of 4 by 5 is assume that theta, then 4 by 5 becomes sine theta. So go for a right angle triangle for theta and obtain the values for sine theta. So opposite side is 4 and hypotenuse is 5 and this becomes 3. Now what is the question is? Therefore cos of sine inverse of 4 by 5 will be cos theta, and what is cos theta from this right angle triangle is adjacent side by hypotenuse, so it will be 3 by 5. Next we'll see the third question. So the third question is cos inverse of minus 2 by 3 minus sine inverse of 2 by 3. So let me write the question. Cos inverse of minus 2 by 3 minus sine inverse of 2 by 3. Now cos of, it is like in what form? Cos inverse of minus x. So what is cos inverse of minus x? Is pi minus cos inverse of x. So here it will be pi minus cos inverse of 2 by 3. Pi minus cos inverse of 2 by 3 minus sin inverse of 2 by 3. So cos of pi minus, if you take common, it will be cos inverse of 2 by 3 plus sin inverse of 2 by 3. So can you guess what will be the value of this one? Cos inverse of 2 by 3 plus sin inverse of 2 by 3. So it is pi by 2. Why? We have already learned a property that sin inverse of x plus cos inverse of x is equal to pi by 2, where x belongs to closed interval minus 1 comma 1. So 2 by 3 is a value which lies between minus 1 to plus 1. Since sin inverse of x plus cos inverse of x is equal to pi by 2, where x belongs to closed interval minus 1 comma 1. So we can, as 2 by 3 belongs to this, we can have directly, we can substitute pi by 2. Therefore cos of pi minus pi by 2, which is cos pi by 2. So cos 90 will be 0. So that is the solution. Next we'll go for the fourth bit. Solve secant square of cot inverse of 3 plus cosecant square of tan inverse of 2. We'll see what will be the value. So secant square of cot inverse of 3 plus cosecant square of tan inverse of 2. So as we are going for inverse trigonometry functions, so let us assume that cot inverse of 3 is some angle and tan inverse of 2 is another angle. So let cot inverse of 3 is alpha, implies cot alpha will be what? 3. So we'll go for cot alpha is 3 means it is adjacent side by opposite side, means we can write cot alpha is equal to 3 means it can be written as 3 by 1. So go for right angle triangle, one right angle triangle for alpha. Adjacent side is 3, opposite side is 1, and this will be root 10. The hypotenuse will be root 10. Similarly, let tan inverse of 2 is beta, implies, so from this tan beta is equal to 2, means we can write 2 by 1. Opposite side by adjacent side. So go for one more right angle triangle for beta. Opposite side is 2. Opposite side is 2 of beta and adjacent side is 1, and this will be root 5. Root 5. Now the question is secant square. Therefore secant square of cot inverse of 3 is alpha plus cosecant square of tan inverse of 2 is means beta. Beta. Now what is secant alpha whole square? Means we have to go for alpha triangle. Secant alpha means hypotenuse by adjacent side. So root 10 by 3 whole square plus cosecant square beta, hypotenuse by opposite side, that is root 5 by 2 whole square. So which will be root 10 whole square is 10 by 9 plus 5 by 4. Next we'll go for the LCM. The LCM will be 36. This gives to 40 plus and gives to 45. So overall it will be 85 by 36. So secant square of cot inverse of 3 plus cosecant square of tan inverse of 2 value is 85 by 36. Next we'll go for the second problem. So the next problem is find the value of cot inverse of 1 by 2 plus cot inverse of 1 by 3. So there is no property of the form cot inverse of x plus cot inverse of y. We have the properties of tan inverse of x plus tan inverse of y. But how we can write cot inverse in terms of tan? So there is one property that we'll see the solution. Since for x is greater than 0, tan inverse of x can be written as cot inverse of 1 by x. Tan inverse of x is equal to cot inverse of 1 by x if x is a positive real number. So 1 by 2 is also a positive real number. So we can write as cot inverse of 1 by 2 means in the place of x it is 2. So therefore cot inverse of 1 by 2 plus cot inverse of 1 by 3 can be written as tan inverse of 2 plus tan inverse of 3. Now this has reduced into the form of tan inverse of x plus tan inverse of y, and we have seen this property tan inverse of x plus tan inverse of y is tan inverse of x plus y by 1 minus xy if x is greater than 0, y is greater than 0 and xy is less than 1, or pi plus tan inverse of x plus tan inverse of x plus y by 1 minus xy if x is greater than 0, y is greater than 0 and xy greater than y. Since x is 2 is greater than 0 and 3 is also greater than 0 and the product 6 is greater than 1, we have a property that is, okay, we'll go for we'll find out the property. Since tan inverse of x plus tan inverse of y is equal to tan inverse of x plus y by 1 minus xy if x is greater than 0, y greater than 0 and xy less than 1, and pi plus tan inverse of x plus y by 1 minus xy if x is greater than 0, y is greater than 0 and xy is greater than 1. So which condition we have to apply is we have to check the conditions. So what is given, x 2 and y is 3, both are positive real numbers and the product 2 into 3 is 6 which is greater than 1. So we have to apply this formula, x is greater than 0, y is greater than 0 and xy is greater than 1. So therefore tan inverse of 2 plus tan inverse of 3 will be pi plus tan inverse of 2 plus 3, x is 2, y is 3 by 1 minus 6. So pi plus tan inverse of 2 plus 3 is 5, 1 minus 6 is minus 5, so it gives 2 minus 1, but it is in the form of tan inverse of minus 6. So what is tan inverse of minus 6? So pi plus tan inverse of minus 1. So pi tan inverse of minus 6 is minus tan inverse of x. So minus tan inverse of 1, and this gives to pi minus pi by 4, where tan inverse of 1 is pi by 4 and gives to 3 pi by 4. So pi minus pi by 4 is 3 pi by 4. Therefore cot inverse of 1 by 2 plus cot inverse of 1 by 3 will be 3 pi by 4. Next problem. So the next problem is prove that sin inverse of 4 by 5 plus sin inverse of 7 by 25 is equal to sin inverse of 117 by 125. So 4 by 5 is a number which is less than 1. 7 by 25 is also a number which is less than 1. And 117 by 125 is also a number which is less than 1. Means sin inverse of 4 by 5 exists. Sin inverse of 7 by 25 is also exist. So in order to prove this type of model problems, so assume that sin inverse of 4 by 5 is alpha, sin inverse of 7 by 25 is also beta, and we have to prove that sin inverse it is equal to sin inverse of 1 by 117 by 125. So we can assume that it is also another angle beta, some alpha, some theta. So instead of that, if you apply sin on both sides, on applying sin on both sides, what happens? Sin of sin inverse 4 by 5 plus sine inverse 7 by 25 is equal to sine inverse 117 by 125. But it is in the form of sine inverse of x. So we have a property sine inverse of x is x if x belongs to closed interval minus 1 comma 1. So 117 by 125 is a value which lies between minus 1 to plus 1. So this gives to what? 117 by 125. Means instead of showing this, we can enough to show that sine of this will be 117 by 125. Okay. So let sine inverse of 4 by 5 is alpha, implies sine alpha is 4 by 5. So go for one right angle triangle for alpha, that is 4, 5, and the adjacent side will be 3. Next, sine inverse of 7 by 25 is beta, so implies sine beta will be 7 by 25. So again we have to go for one more right angle triangle for beta. Opposite side is 7, hypotenuse is 25, and this gives to 24. So now what it reduces? Therefore sine of alpha plus beta, we have to show that it is equal to 117 by 125. Now, so take the LHS. Sine of alpha plus beta. What is sine of alpha plus beta? Sine alpha cos beta plus cos alpha into sine beta. But sine alpha, go for the alpha right angle triangle. Sine alpha is 4 by 5. So 4 by 5 into cos beta. Cos beta is adjacent side by hypotenuse, 24 by 25, plus cos alpha 3 by 5, and sin beta is 7 by 25. So if you are ready with this table, we can go for simplification easily, and we can find out the solution also. So 24 into 4 is as 96 by 125 plus 21 by 125, and LCM is 125 and 96 plus 21, which gives to 117 by 125. So we got sine of alpha plus beta is 117 by 125. Or we can have is, since sine of alpha plus beta is 117 by 125, alpha plus beta will be sine inverse of 117 by 125. So what is alpha now? Again, alpha is sine inverse of 4 by 5. Sine inverse of 4 by 5 plus sine inverse of 7 by 25 is equal to sine inverse of 117 by 125. So this is the proof, and no need of going further. So it is we can stop up to here, because we have written as it is enough to show that sine of alpha plus beta is 117 by 125. So take the LHS, that is sine of alpha plus beta, and simplify, you should get 117 by 125. Next we'll go for the next problem. So the next problem is, show that cot of sine inverse of root 13 by 17 is equal to sine of tan inverse of 2 by 3. Means we have to show that the left hand side and right hand side should be both are equal. So we'll simplify the each part, left hand and right hand, and we'll show that they are equal. So solution: LHS, cot of sine inverse of root 13 by 17. Okay, so let sine inverse of root 13 by root 17 is alpha, implies under root of 13 by 17 is sine alpha. Means sine alpha is root 13 by root 17. So we have to go for one right angle triangle for alpha. So alpha and root 13, opposite side is root 13 and this will be root 17 and the adjacent side gives 2, root 17 whole square minus root 13 whole square. So it will be 2. Now the question is, what is therefore cot of sine inverse of root 13 by root 17, that is cot alpha, because the entire value is alpha. Now what is cot alpha from this figure? Cot alpha is adjacent side by opposite side, so which is equal to 2 by root 13, means the value of cot of sine inverse of root 13 by root 17 is 2 by root 13. Now we'll go for RHS and we'll check whether both are that is also equal to 2 by root 13. So sine of tan inverse of 2 by 3. So let tan inverse of 2 by 3 is beta, implies tan beta is 2 by 3. Now go for one right angle triangle for the beta. So tan beta is opposite is 2, adjacent is 3 and this will be what? 4 plus 9, 4 plus 9, 13. So root 13. Now therefore sine of tan inverse of 2 by 3 is equal to sine of tan inverse of 2 by 3. So tan inverse of 2 by 3 is beta, so we can have sine beta. But what is sine beta? Opposite side by hypotenuse. Opposite side is 2, hypotenuse is root 13. So therefore sine of tan inverse of 2 by 3 is equal to 2 by root 13. So are they equal? Yes. Therefore LHS is equal to RHS. Therefore cot of sine inverse of root 13 by root 17 is equal to sine of tan inverse of 2 by 3. So this is the proof. Next problem. So the problem is, if sine inverse of x plus sine inverse of y plus sine inverse of z is equal to pi, then prove that x to the power 4 plus y to the power 4 plus z to the power 4 plus 4x square y square z square is equal to 2 times of x square y square plus y square z square plus z square into x square. So this problem is very important. Means he is asking what is the condition he has given is sine inverse of x plus sine inverse of y plus sine inverse of z is pi. Means sine inverse of, assume that sine inverse of x is alpha, sine inverse of y is beta, sine inverse of z is gamma. Or assume that sine inverse of x is A, sine inverse of y is capital B, sine inverse of z is capital C. Means the sum of the three angles is pi. So we will see the proof. Let sine inverse of x is equal to capital A. Some angle implies sine A will be x. Similarly, sine inverse of y is capital B, implies sine B is y, and sine inverse of z is equal to capital C, implies sine C is equal to z. So the condition becomes therefore A plus B plus C is equal to pi, because we have assumed that sine inverse of x is A. So the condition will be A plus B plus C is equal to pi. Now take any one of the angle to the other side. A plus B is equal to pi minus C. Now apply cos on both sides. Cos on both sides. Therefore cos of A plus B is equal to cos of pi minus C. But what is cos of A plus B? Cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. So we'll see the we'll write the formula. cos A cos B minus sin A sin B is equal to cos of 180 minus C. What is cos of 180 minus theta? 180 minus theta lies in the second quadrant where cos will have a negative sign, minus, and we have to check the trigonometric ratio changes or doesn't change. So pi is a or even multiple of pi by 2, so trigonometric ratio does not change, so it will be cos C. Now substitute the values. As we know, sin A is x, sin B is y. And what will be cos A? If sin A is x, what is cos A? From the identity, sin square theta plus cos square theta is 1, cos square theta will be 1 minus sin square theta, or cos theta will be under root of 1 minus sin square theta. So cos A will be under root of 1 minus sin square A into cos B under root of 1 minus sin square B minus sin A into sin B is equal to minus cos C will be under root of 1 minus sin square C. So under root of 1 minus x square, because sin A is x, so under root of 1 minus x square into under root of 1 minus y square minus xy is equal to minus under root of 1 minus z square. So now we have to simplify this value. So in order to remove the square roots, we have to apply squaring on both sides. On squaring both sides, we get, that is square root of 1 minus x square into square root of 1 minus y square minus xy whole square is equal to minus under root of 1 minus z square whole square. So this will be in the form of a minus b whole square. So I am going directly, it will be 1 minus x square into 1 minus y square, because a square minus 2ab minus 2xy into under root of 1 minus x square into under root of 1 minus y square plus b square x square y square is equal to minus under root of 1 minus z whole square will be simply 1 minus z square. A square minus 2ab plus b square is equal to 1 minus z square. Now if you simplify, 1 into 1 is 1 minus y square minus x square plus x square y square minus 2xy into under root of 1 minus x square into under root of 1 minus y square plus x square y square is equal to 1 minus z square. So take all the terms to the right side. So 1 and this 1 get cancelled. 1 and 1 get cancelled. Bring this minus z square to the left hand side, so it becomes plus. So it will be 1 as 1 get cancelled, so z square minus y square minus x square y square plus x square y square. It will be 2 times of x square y square, and this term will be left over, so take to the right hand side. It will be 2xy into under root of 1 minus x square into under root of 1 minus y square. Now again there is a square root on the right hand side, so in order to remove the square root, again you have to go for squaring on both sides. On squaring both sides, we get z square minus y square minus x square plus 2x square y square whole square is equal to 2xy into under root of 1 minus x square into under root of 1 minus y square whole square. Now it is in the form of a plus b plus c plus d whole square. So no need of going for the expansion. So assume that z square minus y square minus x square is a. Treat this first three terms is a and 2x square y square is b. So now it reduces to the form of a plus b whole square. So what is a plus b whole square? A square plus b square plus 2ab. So if I rewrite, this will be z square minus y square minus x square whole square, because this is a, plus 2ab, 2 times of z square minus y square minus x square into 2x square y square, 2ab, because we have considered as 2x square y square is b. Next, b square, so it will be 2x square y square whole square is equal to, now as it is a product, 2 square x square y square under root of 1 minus x square whole square under root of 1 minus y square whole square. So it gives to 4 x square y square times 1 minus x square into 1 minus y square. Now, so z square minus y square minus x square whole square plus 2 2s are 4, so it will be 4 x square y square times z square minus y square minus x square plus 2 x square y square whole square, 4 x to the power of 4 y to the power of 4 is equal to 4 x square y square times, if you simplify it will be 1 minus y square minus x square plus x square y square. So now we will simplify. So now we have to simplify this and we have to show that it is equal to the proof. So how to simplify is very important. So z square minus y square minus x square, okay, we'll keep as it is. Z square minus y square minus x square whole square plus 4x square y square times of z square minus y square minus x square plus 4x to the power of 4 y to the power of 4 is equal to 4x square y square times of this 4x square y square times of 1 minus y square minus x square plus 4x square y square into x square y square, so it will be 4x to the power of 4 y to the power of 4. So 4x to the power of 4 y to the power of 4, 4x to the power of 4 y to the power of 4 get cancelled. Z square minus y square minus x square whole square plus 4x square y square times z square minus y square minus x square is equal to 4x square y square times of 1 minus y square minus x square, as 4x square y to the power of 4 and on the LHS also it is 4x to the power of 4 y to the power of 4 get cancelled. So z square minus y square minus x square whole square is equal to, take this to the right hand side and 4x square y square will be common, so it will be 1 minus y square minus x square minus z square plus y square plus x square, because if you take to the right hand side it will be minus 4x square y square z y square times of this, and you can take the common 4x square y square, and the term will left over will be 1 minus y square minus x square minus z square plus y square plus x square. So minus y square plus y square get cancelled, minus x square plus x square get cancelled. And treat it is in the form of a plus b plus c whole square. A plus b plus c whole square. What will be a plus b plus c whole square? A square plus b square plus c square plus 2 times of ab plus bc plus ca. So we can apply here. Z square whole square plus minus y square whole square plus minus x square whole square plus 2ab 2z square times of minus y square plus 2bc 2 times of minus y square into x minus x square plus 2ca 2 times of minus x square z square is equal to 4x square y square times of the term will be 1 minus z square, as minus y square plus y square minus x square plus x square get cancelled. So it will be z to the power 4 plus y to the power 4 plus x to the power 4 minus 2 z square y square plus 2x square y square, because minus into minus becomes plus, minus 2x square z square is equal to 4x square y square minus 4x square y square z square. Now bring this 4x square y square z square to the right hand side and take the other terms to right hand side. So therefore x to the power 4 plus y to the power 4 plus z to the power 4, as it is minus, so if we bring to the left hand side, so it will be 4 x square y square z square is equal to 4x square y square, there is minus, so it will be plus 2z square y square minus 2x square y square plus, so if it is minus, so if it goes to the right hand side, it will be 2 times of x square z square, and 4x square y square minus 2x square y square gives 2x square y square. Therefore x to the power 4 plus y to the power 4 plus z to the power 4 plus 4x square y square z square is equal to, it will be 2x square y square plus 2 z square y square plus 2 x square z square. So that is the proof of the theorem. Next problem. So the next problem is solve sin inverse of 5 by x plus sin inverse of 12 by x is equal to pi by 2, where x is greater than 0. Means he is not asking to prove it, he is asking for what value of x the equation gets satisfied. So that is sin inverse of 5 by x plus sin inverse of 12 by x is equal to pi by 2. So let sin inverse of 5 by x is alpha, implies 5 by x becomes what? Sin alpha, and sin inverse of 12 by x is equal to beta, implies 12 by x is equal to sin beta. So the equation reduces to alpha plus beta is equal to pi by 2, and if it means the sum of the two angles is complementary. Now alpha can be written as pi by 2 minus beta. You can apply sine or cos on both sides. So we'll go for on applying sine on both sides. That is sine alpha is equal to sine of pi by 2 minus beta. But sine alpha is equal to sine of 90 minus theta. Sine of 90 minus theta is cos theta. So it will be cos beta. So what is sine alpha? From the figure, sine alpha is pi by 6. And what is cos beta? So we know sin beta is 12 by x. Then what will be cos beta? So as we can go by using the right angle triangle for beta, that is opposite side is 12 and this will be x. And what will be the adjacent side? The adjacent side will be under root of x square minus 144, because if you assume that it is y square plus 12 square is equal to x square, and that gives the value. So what is cos beta from the right angle triangle? Is adjacent side by hypotenuse. So that is under root of x square minus 144 by x. So both are equal. So if you take cancellation, so it will be if you take the cross product, so it will be 5x is equal to x into under root of x square minus 144. So x will cancel. So we can have 5 is equal to under root of x square minus 144. So on squaring on both sides, so because in order to remove the square root, we have to go for squaring, and we have to find out the x value. On squaring both sides, we get 5 whole square is equal to under root of x square minus 144 whole square. So that is 25 is equal to x square minus 144, or x square is equal to 25 plus 144, and that gives to 169. Means x square is equal to 169, means x is equal to plus or minus 13. But is asking for what value of x this equation satisfies, means x is greater than 0. So here what is x? X should be positive. So we have to select either plus 13 or minus 13. Yes, plus 13. So since x is greater than 0, therefore x is equal to 13. Means if x is equal to 13, sin inverse of 5 by 13 plus sin inverse of 12 by 13 will be 5 by 2. So next problem. So the next problem is find sin of cos inverse of 3 by 5, sin of 2 sin inverse 4 by 5, cos inverse of cos 17 5 by 6. So we'll apply the properties. First one, we'll go for the solution. A, sin of cos inverse of 3 by 5. So assume that let cos inverse of 3 by 5 is alpha, implies cos alpha will be 3 by 5. Now go for one right angle triangle for alpha. So cos alpha is adjacent side by hypotenuse, and this will be 4. So therefore sin of cos inverse 3 by 5 is equal to sin cos inverse of 3 by 5 is alpha, sin alpha. Now it is to sin alpha. Then what is sin alpha from the alpha triangle? Is opposite side by hypotenuse. Therefore sin of cos inverse of 3 by 5 will be 4 by 5. Next, second question. Sin of 2 sin inverse 4 by 5. It is not in the form of sin inverse of x. It is sin of 2 times of sin inverse of 4 by 5. So assume let sin inverse 4 by 5 is alpha, beta. Then sin beta becomes 4 by 5. So go for one right angle triangle for beta. Sin beta is 4 by 5, means opposite side is 4, hypotenuse is 5, and this becomes 3. Now it will be what? It will be sin of 2 sin inverse 4 by 5, which is sin of 2 beta. Sin inverse of 4 by 5 is beta, means now it is sin 2 beta. So what is the formula for sin 2 theta? 2 sin theta cos theta. So in the same way, sin 2 beta will be 2 sin beta cos beta. So 2 into sin beta. Sin beta is opposite side by hypotenuse. 4 by 5 cos beta 3 by 5, which is 4 to the 8, 24. 24 by 25. So sin of 2 sin inverse 4 by 5 will be 24 by 25. Next, C. Cos inverse of cos 17 pi by 6. Is it in the form of cos inverse of cos x? Sorry, cos inverse of cos theta. Cos inverse of cos theta is theta if theta belongs to closed interval 0 comma pi only. But 17 pi by 6 is an angle which does not lie between 0 to pi. So we can't apply the formula directly. Cos inverse of cos theta is theta. So we have to reduce our angle, given angle. Cos inverse of cos of 17 pi by 6 can be written as 3 pi minus pi by 6. Now where this 3 pi minus pi by 6 lies? So if you go for the quadrants, first, second, third, fourth, 0, this will be pi, again when it rotates it will be 2 pi, and this will be 3 pi. So 3 pi is an angle, means approximately 540. It lies on the negative x-axis, minus pi by 6, means it lies in the second quadrant. So this is the region where 3 pi minus pi by 6 lies. So what will be? So 180, 3 pi minus pi by 6 is lies in the quadrant 2. In quadrant 2, cos will have negative. Cos inverse of minus, and it is a even multiple of pi by 2, so trigonometric ratio does not change. Cos pi by 6. So now this becomes cos inverse of minus cos pi by 6. Cos inverse of cos 17 pi by 6 will be same as cos inverse of minus cos pi by 6. Again, it is in what form? Cos inverse of minus x. Cos inverse of minus x. So it will be pi minus cos inverse of cos pi by 6. So pi minus cos inverse of cos theta is theta. Why? Because 30 degrees is an angle which lies between 0 to 180. So we can apply directly. So it will be pi by 6. So pi minus pi by 6 gives to pi by 6. So cos inverse of cos 17 pi by 6 will be same as, so if the value will be, the angle is 5 pi by 6. So these are the problems which are given in the solved problems of inverse trigonometric problems, trigonometric functions, and we have seen some problems from exercise also, and we'll come back with few more problems from the exercise in the next section. Thank you.